European Union has approved an 18 million euro aid program for economic and social development in the Islamic Republic of Iran. 8 million euros will go to Iran's private sector. A further 8 million euros will be allotted to environmental projects, while 2 million euros will be spent on fighting drugs. This is part of a wider package of 50 million euros set aside for Iran in the EU budget. The aid package is aimed at counterweighing the negative impact of the U.S. sanctions on Tehran. The bloc's foreign policy chief Federica Mogherini says in a statement that the EU is committed to cooperation with Iran. From Liverpool, we'll have Ian Williams with Foreign Policy in Focus joining us now. Good to have you with us, sir. Do you find this European aid program that was 18 million euros, like I just announced, kind of tangible and practical measure that Iran has been asking Europe to do to protect the JCPOA?
Well, in financial terms, the amount is insignificant. It's not going to bankrupt. It might have fallen out of European bankers' pockets in small change. But the political significance is quite important. It's an attempt to poke a finger in the eye of America, no matter how gentle. It will be perceived by the White House as a snub and an insult, and that's its political significance. The European Union is saying, hey, look, we are not going along with your sanctions, and here is a token. I do hope that in the future they will reveal some much more significant program of how to help firms to beat the American sanctions and boycotts against Iran. That will be a much more practical step.
Okay, and what else do you think is necessary, Ian, in order for Europe to keep Iran interested in remaining in the nuclear deal?
Well, if you think back, what the Americans actually passed legislation penalizing American companies that took part in the Arab League boycott of Israel, for example. So if the European Union should now start penalizing companies that obey foreign sanctions imposed by the White House. It puts them in a dilemma, it puts international companies in a dilemma, and the European Union is a significant trading bloc now, and along with the other members, the BRIC countries, Russia, China, India, and the rest of the world that doesn't want America dictating who they can and can't trade with, that would begin to be effective. It's sometime down the road, but I think that as the Trump foreign policy crumbles in front of everybody's eyes, it becomes more and more feasible that people might start thinking of things that a year ago were unthinkable. It is time to think the unthinkable. Trump is doing it all the time. It's about time his opponents did.
Well, interesting perspective. Okay, thank you for that, Ian Williams with the Foreign Policy in Focus. Joining